Thank you, everybody. I'm going to get started slowly. So what I'm trying to do today is, maybe it's initiation, but it's a little bit of off-center turning. Nothing complicated. And what I'm going to attempt to do is something like that tonight. But before I turn a real piece, I made this little piece. And if you can see, there is a little bit difference, a subtle difference, but this little one, the axis of the neck is parallel to the axis of the body. And here, the axis of the body and the axis of the neck is slightly tilted. So I'm going to tell you real quick how I make this one, just orally, verbally. I'm going to show you a little bit, but I'm going to do this one. Because this one actually requires a little tool that is the same tool that, I don't know his name, I'm sorry, Steve was talking about, which is, and I have a little bit of the pamphlet that come with it. It's a little jig, so it goes in there, and here and so there's a little plate here, and you can dissociate this part from this part, and I could do it. But you can do off-center by just turning where the center is. So right now it's really in the center. If I put it here, it's going to be center on the blue. And if I put it, and there is 10 center you can use that are in a spiral or a snail mode, and the further you turn, the further away they are. And the number 9, if I put it here, now it's going to be center on the red, okay? And I use exactly that to make this, okay? It's really simple. And by the way, the goal, and I'm a little short, it's going to be a little high here, it's too short here. The goal is to make a toothpick holder, and if I attach with a little rubber band, but that makes that the fan, the tail. Okay, that's a little, and so let me tell you a little bit more about this guy. But I just wanted to say one more thing about this little jig. This is the same thing that Steve is using, so I've done if you want to make earrings or pendants. But I also wanted to know, and there's a second feature on this jig, which is when you make it off center, you can also now rotate. And I wanted to know, so it has nothing to do with this, but I wanted to know how far I could push this. And this is what I did. Okay, so it's just to understand that tool. All right, but the point is really just to make this. And by the way, I usually don't purchase anything from any of you guys, but I purchased one little bottle opener, because it's actually the same principle. So it's the same thing. So if you want an idea about a bottle opener, and I think the person who sold that is using the thing you put on the ground when you play golf, as opposed to use for the beak or the nose, so it's a little duck. I did not make that, so I give that credit to that person, which what I'm trying to propose to do. So I think I'm done with this little jig on the side and this little guy. I can leave it here. What I want to do is this, and again, I think if you guys have a subscription on, I think it's the AAW thing, it's a wood-turning fundamentals. So I did not invent this. And actually, I found this same principle from a pamphlet somewhere in 2012, and it's in French, and it's referring something from a German website. So it's, I think, an international piece that neither the French or the American invented. It's okay, doesn't matter, but if you want to read anything about this, it's in there. So it's November 2019. All right. So I can remove that a little bit. I started, so I have 2 blanks. So this is a starting blank that I made, and I've also did that demo 2 months ago at ART, so I've done it once. And I have a blank and I make several, and I'm going to try a little bit to do it like Julia Child, meaning I'm going to separate. I can't do it all here. So I'm going to pull things out of my hat, some rabbit, kind of. So this is a blank, and I think I don't need to demonstrate how to make the blank. It's pretty simple. The only main thing is a tenon, and the tenon is long, and it's purposeful, and it's not something you're supposed to do when you do normal turning. But it's important for this. And I have put the mark or where the position of the body needs to be. Now I'm gonna keep that blank here. I made another blank, and all my series was done in cherry. And I wanted to play a little bit with the sap color of the sapwood and the heartwood, but that piece of cherry doesn't have that contrast. So I'm gonna try to use this tonight on this cedar piece, and I'm gonna try to make the face and the head right in the sapwood, so hopefully only the face will be white, And by the way, I'm not gonna turn the hat with it, because I would like, so the hat is really aligned with the head, but I would like the hat to be silly. So I'm gonna turn the hat separately, not here tonight. I think everyone can turn a little hat. I don't think it's difficult. So it's gonna be more, where is my, so what I really want to turn tonight is just this, just to not, what do they call that? Disclaimer, not this, but this, okay? Right, I'm gonna move them here. Now, the other thing that I need to explain a little bit is, so again, I have my tenon long purposefully, I have my normal axis, but the head needs to be, that's an off-center turning. And as you can imagine, I need to have the head somewhere here, to have the face somewhere here. So that's where the play comes, if you wish, or the off-center. I'm gonna use a second center and turn wobbly purposefully. And the way it is described in the article is you can do it on a normal chuck. You don't need this little jig, so everyone can do it. There is nothing special. Just for my own purpose, just for you to know, this is my chuck and I put a different adapter, so I know this is the exact chuck that I have at home, so I can rechuck them even off-center. I've done it several times, kind of work, and it's gonna help me also to generate a piece that I can finish at home. All right, so this is where we start. So I need to part. So this is not, honestly, this is not difficult. One of the most difficult things I can do scientific talk in front of a crowd, but turning something physical I think is more challenging. And that's where I am. And I need to make sure also there's no one in. To secure this in here. So that's why this is too long, and I need to attach it properly, of course, and it's very important to have the support on the other side, of course.
Would you not turn the body first so that there's not so much wood wobbling around?
Actually, they really describe it with the head first. The further away you need to finish, because otherwise you get more vibration, I think. All right. And now, before I completely turn this, and I need to make sure, of course, right. And I want to know, so I have the head part, the neck, the back, and the foot, and that's where the hole needs to be to hold the thing. But now it's a little bit different, so I need to mark a little bit. I'm going to try to mark where the head will be. It's just rough, but because it's turned in a different way. And then I will probably have that. Not exactly right. All right, and usually the few times I've turned in front of people, I always feel that I'm not doing fast enough, so I rush things and things don't go super well. So I'm gonna try to calm down a little bit, and I'm gonna. This is. I would like something half of the size. This is too high, and on the floor is too low. I think this is good. I think it should. Oh yes, I do want that. All right, so we don't need to tilt super fast. This should be good. So of course this is off center, this is wobbly. You can turn it a bit to the vibration, but actually this lace is pretty heavy. And all right, so I'm just gonna try to rough turn first all the head and the neck as much as rough as possible, and then I'm going to try to finish it up. It's not going to be perfect, but can you still hear me? All right, so I'm going to be doing pretty basic stuff here. I obviously lost my marks, so I'm going to have to recheck that, but I'm still planning to have the head here and the neck needs to be a little thinner before I can. But I need, so you can tell, so this is now of course on the axis and this is off center. I want to double check again. And I think I have measured my head a little bit here, and I'm about right. Maybe a little too thin already. So I'm just going to try to make it a little cleaner. And when that is clean enough for tonight, the piece that I really want to show is this cut here, which I think is the hardest for me, because it's really end grain, and it's interrupted at least at the edge. So I'm going to try to show you that. Still too. I swear I sharpen all my tools. But it's not doing what I want. All right, so the cut that I was talking about is exactly this one, and slippery. All right, I don't know how to position myself, but I'm gonna try to make this piece nice and flat and no tear out. There is always tear out when you do the rough cut, and if I'm good tonight, I should have almost no tear out. It's not, this wood is prone a little bit to tear out, it's fine, actually, but my head, I lost my little face, so it doesn't work. Anyway, so I'm gonna try a few times, small cuts, to try to have a clean face, a clean cut. We'll see if I'm managing today. And most of you know, but the way I'm trying to position my tool is here, and I hope you can see, we talked about that a little bit. You see when I'm going to try to cut here, I'm going to try several small passage, and I hope you can see that I need to start where there's a ghost wood, if that makes sense, okay? So again, this is a cut I'm trying to do, and I'm going to try several times. And I start right again. I hope you can see. Yeah, you can see. That's awesome. Thank you. So the only problem I think I have is the back needs to be further. So in terms of tear-out, there is some here, a little bit here, but that's going to go away. But that part is actually okay. I think I've been struggling with the design for a little while to have this slope enough. And I think this is too flat right now. So I might try to correct it. I'm going to say I have demo the thin cut, but maybe I'm going to demolish it and try to make it more angular. And after that, we should be. All right, it's a little better. Of course, now I have my tear-out back. I'm not going to insist too much. Where is I'm just going to try to clean a little bit here. I'm not going to try to make it perfect. I completely understand. I don't think I'm here to make it perfect. I just need to show the big picture, right? So. All right, I'm going to claim it's not too bad at all. I'm going to claim I'm ready to sand, so I'm going to pretend to sand for 1 minute so sanding, of course, but you need to sand this part now. Okay, so you can sand when it's done, or you can be careful. And then when it's sand, this is where I need to going to play a little bit. You need to make the hole. I'm going to remove that for a second. I have used a drill press, and I have, where am I? I struggled for a while, and I had even some accident. So I think at that point you're in agreement that I've done this, and then I go on the drill press, angle, the drill press. The angle is finicky. I think I've done 20 degrees, but I'm not 100% sure. It has to be held super tight, and then you can drill your hole. I have some accident, which is why I've left this piece, because then you can go back and fix it. So I'm claiming in front of you that I've done the drill press and the sanding of all of these parts. And then what I need to do next would be, so I can either use that piece or pretend I have already my hole here and do the bottom. So I think I'm going to stay with this. And that, so technically now I sand this, and I also remove this, and I finish the head. But because I need to finish up at home, I'm going to keep it. But you're going to have to trust me that now I have made the head disappear, the bottom sticking out of the head. And I'm going to change the...
When you make the hat, do you always make a separate hat, or do you try to turn a hat?
So I think you're gonna have to match it because none of my head are exactly perfect. So you're gonna have to adjust. The prior turning, it's the head. It's one piece. I turned the hat with the head, so the hat was there. But then again, the rim is perpendicular to that axe, but I want to another axe.
Well, can I see this strange sculpture you made?
Sure, you can pass it around if you want. All right, so I have done all of the upper part and I can't tension it anymore, okay? And now I'm gonna do the bottom. Ah yeah, of course. I need... So some people are not gonna like what I'm gonna do. So my tenants to, oh, I forgot one thing. What I should have done, it's okay, oops, is to, I moved it, is to mark where my jar were. All right, I forgot. So now I'm gonna check it. But now, and there is a gap here, which we are not supposed to do, but because I really make sure it was nicely done and flat and perpendicular to that axe, I think it's actually okay. It's not recommended, but it's doable. And that's also where this turkey now start to have a headache. All right, so now what I need to do, and I have done several times the same mistake, I have my hole, and I'm gonna do this part, and of course, I go too wrong, and I start to generate a hole, which is why today it's not gonna happen, because I have not made the hole yet. It's called cheating. And now there is really nothing complicated. And I don't need this anymore. I think I'm okay here. Oops. And I need to mark to remind myself where the ship will be. I see, oh yeah. All right, so this deeper line is where the groove is, and the rest, all right. I need to do and I'm okay with I think overall this is turning properly. I'm just gonna mark this and a little bit this. and I think I need to, so this part is not too bad, I can do better. This part I still have a lot of tear out, I could finish that up. But I think for the matter of principle, this is what I was intending to do. In the process, I thought about another design, and I was into, so we can call that, the little one can be called a little duck, this one can be a turkey. But in the process, I've been thinking, I was making chopsticks, and I was thinking that maybe I can do peacock. So this is my peacock, which is my chopstick holder as well. It's the same piece. As opposed to make a hole, I make a lot of the other. It's the same process. All right, I think I can stop here. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support over there. It's awesome.